adapt, you got to adjust, and you know, is you don't know. I mean, it's unknown right now. You know what I mean? And how do you deal with it and all that? I don't deal with it. The head coach does. You know what I mean? You want to come here and play offensive line, you go make money on the back end. If you do what you should, you know what I mean? And sometimes, you know, the short-term money gets caught up, but you know, it is what it is, and you got to deal with it.
So your message to those guys hasn't changed much, at least.
No, not at all. Not from me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I think they do. They deserve something. I really do. I mean, you know, most people don't truly understand what what these kids go through in school, in football. This is year round. You know, they've had, you know, I know they get some weekends off, but they've had, I think, 7 days off this summer. You know what I mean? I mean, it's a grind now. You know what I mean? And then you throw class in there, you know, and it's every day. You know, they get 1 day a week off during the season, which is Sundays, and it's never off. You know, it's like coaching, you know, and they deserve something. You know what I mean? And I think it's a good thing. But, you know, I don't know. We'll see.
Having said that, Bill, is it harder to get inside a kid's head and make it and connect earlier if you don't?
No, I think you can do it earlier. You know, they've changed the rules now, and obviously that's just starting right now to where these kids don't know what they're in for. But you know, with all these unlimited calls and all that stuff. But I think you can get to know kids. You know what I mean, and develop the relationship the same way. But it's like when it comes down to it, what is really important? Is NIL really important? Because dang near every kid's going to say it's not important. Well, then why are you going there? You know what I mean?
Right.
If it's not important, you know. And so, yeah, it's hard. And then there's some that, you know, it's important. You know, whether they really come out and say it or not, you know it's important. So, but I think that just the truly developing the relationship and getting to know the kids and the families, I don't think that's changed. But, and again, it's all new. You know, it's all new, you know, and so we'll see. Hopefully it gets better.
Bill, obviously you guys brought Seth to the staff. What's it been like working with him, and what's he brought?
It's been really good. He actually lived with me till just a few days ago. But, you know, he's, like I've said before, he's like my brother. He's he's family. He did a great job at North Texas. He's a great football coach. Ran the same system that we run, you know. So obviously that's been good sitting in those meetings. So good to have him around. Good for him too, you know. I mean, he went through some things there and not in an easy place, and I thought did a hell of a job and kind of got. But anyway, you know, he's going to be a huge help for us, no doubt.
Having continuity at the center position, how key is that going to be for you guys, and just getting the offensive line to kind of mesh like you were talking about?
No, I think that's always important. There's no doubt, and it's just really the biggest thing with Raim is staying healthy. You know what I mean? He's done a good job leading. You know, he's you know, smart. He understands the offense. He understands the techniques and all those things. It's just for him to stay healthy, you know, throughout a year, which he, besides his true freshman year, and I think there were some things that year too, he hadn't been healthy. So, but he's as healthy as he's been up to this point, so hopefully it stays that way.
Apologies if you already talked about him, but added Troy this summer, just what about him made you want to add him, and what is he bringing to the room?
Yeah, the biggest thing, I knew his high school head coach really well, and Coach Venables did too. Coach was out there. He's from Virginia, but you know, and I said this before. You know, we. You know, where I was sold on him, I watched the Texas A&M game. You know, they got a really good D-line. It was his first time ever starting, and he did a good job. And I started talking to him. You know, those things go fast, and I did not recruit him out of high school. Like Walter Rouse, I recruited out of high school, so I had some familiarity with him. Wanye Morris, I recruited out of high school. So Troy, I'd never talked to him until probably 4 or 5 days before he came for a visit. But he's a tough kid. He's competitive. Smart, you know, just works. You know, he's exactly what you want in an offensive lineman.
Hey, Bill, talking about transfers, are there characteristics? I mean, obviously you want great talent, in your transfers, but are there characteristics in guys that really help them mesh quicker?
Well, that's a great question. There are, but it's hard to find those out if you haven't recruited them before. Because it happens so fast. Like I said, I didn't recruit Tyler Guyton. I didn't even know about Tyler Guyton out of high school. And part of it was he didn't play a lot, and he was a basketball guy, and then was a D lineman, his senior year. But O linemen generally are different, and they're generally workers. They have a job to do. They're going to get it done. And I'm not saying that's 100%, but and they generally have good personalities, and they're going to fit in, in a group. And I think for the most part, we've had a good culture here and a good group here that was welcoming and helping and all those things. And look, you're around 20 dudes, and I got 5 brothers, and it's not all going to be perfect. You know what I mean? You're going to fight, but you love each other, and you're going towards a common goal. So, but and again, I don't even know if I answer your question. I ramble a lot, but
well, when the guys get here, do you feel like you guys as a staff maybe have learned some things over the last few years? You see a guy, he can play the position, or you think he can as a transfer, to maybe get him integrated more quickly once he is on campus?
And I think the players, I think, have to do the best job of that. Do we? Yeah, we have things. Okay, I'll bring the O-line over to eat. Now again, because NCAA rules, you can only do it a certain amount of times. Or you'll go do something as a group, or you get the leaders to bring these guys in and get them acclimated. And like a Walter Rouse, again, I had recruited him. A Wanye. Now they're totally different personalities, but I knew that those guys would fit in because of why they were coming here, and I think a lot of times transfers, and they're obviously older too, but they have a plan and they know why they're leaving. There's a reason they're leaving, and it's more, not that they're not relational, but it's more business, and hey, I'm coming here to do this. Like Walter Rouse, he coming here to have the best opportunity to go to the NFL. He was at Stanford, one of the best degrees, in the world, so he's coming here for a reason, and, he's working like it.